Welcome. The Academy back, and now we are into the catchers. You're probably wondering when's catching coming up. Well, because we can't see it when it's going to be unlocked. So what order is it all coming? Well, good news, it's here. So we're going to cover some basic parts of catching. Okay, and I'm going to be blunt. Training this stuff is actually, the drills and stuff and the footwork is pretty simple, so we're not going to spend a super amount of time on it. And I mean, I'm going to discuss, because I can't show because of my knee, and that's why I'm going to be using videos to help with the learning and what you should be paying attention to in your stance and all that. So I mean, the training aspect to get into a good stance, the footwork, I mean, the drills are pretty repetitive. So I mean, you still got to train them once you get them down, just to refine them, make sure that they're still crisp. But then I'll be honest with you, once you get them down, your focus straight up goes to just knowing the game. Okay, because we're going to get into that. I mean, you are the field general of the field. You are one of the most important players on that field. Okay, you control the pitchers. Okay, you control, the infielders, knowing the situation in front of them, lining up the cuts. So you are virtually covering all levels of the field, because you get the best vantage point being behind home plate. You can see the runners, you can see if they go, but you're still going to position yourself exactly how we're going to show, and if you need to throw them out and whatnot. Also, you put on the plays for bunt coverages. You put on the plays for the first and third. Okay, and you make sure everyone on the field knows. If the pitcher crosses you up, you go out and you discuss with him. You can go out and discuss with him whenever you feel the need to. You call time with the umpire, you call time, you go talk to him. Okay, so you control the pitcher's emotions. Okay, before the coach goes out, a good catcher will go talk to the pitcher and get them all fixed up before the coach has to waste a mound visit. We only get so many. The catcher could go out as many times as they want. I mean, obviously, if you're in tournaments and whatnot, you got a time limit. So I mean, the amount that you're going to go out and whatnot, you control the game. So if your pitcher's not doing what he needs to be doing, you go out, you set him straight, you get him on the same page, and then we rock and roll after that. Honestly, you guys, I mean, I wish I could have played catcher. It seems like it was so much fun. A lot of fun back there. But also a lot of strain too. Okay, so I mean, the arm care, you got to make sure you really take care of your arms. Okay, you guys are getting more throws than the pitchers are. Because, I mean, think about it. The starting pitcher could go 5 innings, he gets yanked out, and then another guy goes another 2 innings. The other guy threw about 80, so that means you threw about 80, plus the warm-up pitches, plus a throwdown. Then the relief pitcher, whether it's one guy or 2 guys, comes in, they throw 10 and 10. That's another 20. That's 100 throws for you, plus the warm-up throws. So if a new guy comes in, that's 8 throwbacks. You got to take care of your arms. You get the picture at this point. Okay? That's one thing I got to make sure I cover in the prime. Well, let's cover it right here too. When you do throwbacks to the pitcher, get it back to the pitcher. Okay? Nothing is worse is when catcher that can't throw the ball back to their pitcher. Okay? You make the pitcher work, you're creating more work for the team. Honestly, because you need the pitcher to be doing his job. I mean, you overthrow him, you're ruining the tempo of the game. You got to get it back to him. And don't just lollipop it just to get it back. Okay, give him a nice firm throwback. Okay, it doesn't have to be 100%. I mean, you could throw it back, 50, 80%, but get it back to the pitcher. Hit him square in the chest. Okay, whether you got to get up on your feet to do it, or if you practice it, I mean, it's a lot quicker, better tempo if you can just throw from the squat position, get it back. Okay, you need to practice that as well. Okay, it's not just about your footwork on your throwdowns. It's not just about, blocking the ball. Those are the key aspects that we're going to go over and cover. But the little thing like that can break the tempo of the game, break the flow of the game. Okay, so you got to make sure that you're doing your job there as well. Okay, so today I'm using videos, but we're going to be pointing it out. Okay, good stance. The first video we're going to be covering stance. Your glove arm, it should be nice and relaxed. Okay, too many. We want to bring our hand out because we feel like we need to have it all the way up there to catch the ball. No, just let the ball come to you. Nice and relaxed, elbow position. I'm going to point it out in the video. Okay, plus the videos are all going to be there for you. Okay, and then how to receive the ball. Okay, in this first video, this guy is very blessed to have a demonstrator like he has. You can tell this kid he's been well trained in catching. Great stance, good job on the receiving aspect, being able to move each way, and that all comes in the stance. Okay, and then they're going to also show bad stances and why it's a bad idea. Okay, and what kind of limitations can happen in a bad stance. And then the next one, I believe it was Louisville. The next two videos, Louisville, going over blocking and footwork in the different stance that you need to take when going to throw a run around. Okay, and so part of videos. Okay, so now we're going to get into it, and then we're also going to discuss some drills that you can do on your own, some things that you can do on your own to make sure that you're getting this stuff down. Alright, so let's jump into the video. So get out here and then right over to here. Okay, so I want you paying attention. Okay, so the title of the video is right there, catcher stance and receiving basics. Okay, that is the whole point of this video. Okay, he's going to show you, and
Hey, welcome to MikeScottBaseball.com. This is video instruction talking about the basic responsibilities for a catcher. But mostly we're just talking about his stance. We're not talking about blocking or throwing to the bases yet. All we're really talking about is receiving the ball, okay, being in a good athletic position, okay, where to be in relation to a batter, to the plate, to pitches inside, outside, and what pitches you might be receiving. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk through a few things. Daniel right here is just going to be going through the motions, showing you these things. So let's start with the basic stance that a catcher wants to take. Now basically what a catcher wants to do is he wants, when we're talking about nobody on base right now, okay, he's going to be in a good balanced position right here, but notice where his feet are. His feet are outside his knees, okay? We see way too many little leaguers that get in this type of stance where they put their feet really close together and they're receiving a ball like this. Now what happens here is when you get a ball thrown this side or that side, okay, you have no mobility moving left and right, okay? So if we go back to the correct stance, now what he has is...
So this stance is to create athletic movements, okay? Every position that you play, you need to be in an athletic movement, in an athletic position. They say pitchers aren't athletes. False. Pitchers are one of the biggest athletes that you need to be. They may be a little less unathletic than a catcher or a shortstop, center fielder, but you all gotta, every position on the field needs to get to athletic positions. Okay, in this stance, where they're gonna show where the heels are and the feet are a little bit outside the knees, outside the butt. You gotta sink your butt low, okay, because too many of us get into like a squat position. That one's a little bit more straining than what this one is. This has enough strain to it, so yeah, you gotta take care of your body as a catcher, especially your knees, okay, your thighs. You gotta be one of the most well-conditioned kids on the squad. You don't need to be the fastest. You don't need to worry about all that. you gotta be one of the most well-conditioned, strongest people on the field. Okay? Both mentally and physically.
Good base. Now, he's going to pretend a ball is going outside to this batter right here. He's going to be
Notice
able
how
to
he's
lean
low.
against that leg and be able to go over there and catch it. He stays on his feet. Okay, therefore, if there is some kind of athletic move or a runner that is on for any reason, this is pretty close to the stance you'll have when runners are on too, you have something to lean against, left and right. Okay, so that's the first thing about a basic stance right there. Now, let's start talking a little bit about, one other fault that I'll see sometimes that catchers do. They tend to sit on one foot. Yeah, they tend to do this type of move. Okay? Now, again, you might be able to lean a little bit on the outside pitch right here, but the inside pitch, everything's going to kind of collapse a little bit. Okay? You're not going to have a real good base right there. And also, it's not a very good athletic position to explode out of and to block balls. So we go back to the proper stance right here. Okay? Now, let's start talking about a little bit about the upper body right here. Now, for just receiving a ball from a catcher, this isn't too bad, but again, watch out for this. Young catchers tend to do this. They tend to have a very straight back, okay, and they tend to keep that glove very close to their body. Okay, they tend to do one of these. Again, not a very athletic move, very difficult to stop lower pitches on this. So what you want to do is you want to get your hands out in front a little bit, okay? You want to get that glove out in front. And your upper body, you want to just make sure if it's leaning in any direction, it's leaning a little bit forward, okay? That way you're ready to collapse on a ball if it's going to be a blocked pitch down there, okay? Now let's talk quickly about different types of pitches that you're going to be receiving. Let's talk about the fastball first, okay? Now a fastball, for the most part, the glove position's pretty good right now. If you're going to be receiving a fastball, the glove should be just above the knees, okay, in that area. Now, if he moves left or right, let's say it's an inside pitch to this batter right now. He's going to move to the inside, okay? He's going to still he has something to lean against. He's going to be able to try to keep it inside his body right there. You do not want to move back to the regular position and just move your arms. You don't want to just move your arm, because now that makes it look like a ball, okay? But if you can, as a catcher, you try to lean over. That's where that good spot is again. Good basic.
Yeah, so when you get into this stance, it allows you to go back and forth with your legs. And like he's mentioning, because what a good catcher does, they make the pitcher look good. Okay? So if the pitcher misses a spot from his setup, you can move that direction, move your body, and still make it look like a strike to the umpire. If you're just reaching, like he showed first, a lot more times you may not get that call. Okay, you can steal some strike calls based off that. Okay, and then okay, and I want you to notice in his setup.
Balance right there. Strong
I'll pause
on
it
each
when I
side.
get there.
Now let's say that he's going to line up for an inside pitch. Okay. Now he's going to keep this in the center.
Okay, notice his glove arm right here. It's got bend in it, like we mentioned. If you have that arm straight and straight out, first off, you may create batter's interference. Because they're going to show why you should be a little bit closer here, closer to the hitter instead of further back. But also, when you don't have it more out or in a relaxed state, more times than not, the ball takes you when it comes in. Okay, you want to catch it and be firm. Okay, you want firm and be able to stick it, receive it, whatever the terminology is that each coach wants to use. Okay, being able to stick the pitch, show it. Okay, and one thing after you stick the pitch, don't hold it there. Okay, especially if you think it was a strike and the umpire called it a ball. Get it out your glove, get it back to the pitcher. Okay, because you don't want to get on the umpire's bad side, because then you're going to get more bad calls on purpose now, because you want to sit there and show up the umpire. So get the ball back. Okay. If he didn't call it a ball, if he didn't call it a strike, he didn't call it a strike. Get it back to the pitcher, let him make the next pitch. Okay, if your pitcher's out of control thinking it was a strike, you go talk him down. Okay, right after that, you call time, go talk to him, tell him to move on. It happened. The umpires are human, they make mistakes as well. Okay, but next time, hit your spot. Okay, be blunt with them, be honest with your pitcher. Okay, So this nice relaxed position, and where you want to catch it is right in the webbing of the glove. Now I'm just going to let the video do the talking. Just notice when he receives it, so sticks it, how he's sticking it and where his wrist is. Okay, if that ball's low, go get it, bring it back up. Okay, just slightly. Okay, and all that is a wrist flick. Okay, get it back up. It's not an arm movement. Okay, one of the laziest MLB guys out there is Gary Sanchez. He does the whole, okay, it could be over here and it can be out, but he does one of these, like real quick. He barely gets any more strikes out of that. Okay, every now and then he might, but I mean that's not like your best way to do it. It's all about the wrist flick. The wrist flick. I mean that's too much movement. The umpire doesn't get fooled. You want to make it slight because everything's fast and slow. Like if it's 3 inches out and you give that wrist flick and you bring it back in, you may still strike. Okay, you may upset the hitter, but that's fine. That's what we want to do as a pitcher catcher, is get the hitter out of their own element.
His body, everything's the same, but now he is lined up on that inside corner. He's not trying to line up in the middle and move his glove over there. He puts the glove in the center of his body on the inside part of the plate right there. Okay, now let's talk quickly about curveballs right here, or off-speed pitches of any kind. Basic pitching fact right here, all off-speed, no matter what it is, should be thrown low. Okay, now look where his glove is here. His glove is now at his knees. Okay, that's really about as high as you want to throw an off-speed pitch. Change-up, split fingers, two-seamers, curveballs, sliders, okay, all these pitches are meant to be low. Even the knuckleball is meant to be as low as you can get it, okay? So what happens here, he's in a good athletic position, very balanced, getting his glove down as low as he can. Now, one thing I want to talk to you quickly about here, he's going to bring his glove up for a second, okay? Now, at this pitch right here, okay, I've talked to a lot of umpires. If an off-speed pitch is coming, and he has his glove right there, when the ball comes down here, he's going to go after and get that. Now, see how he's smothering the ball right there? Okay? His toe of his glove is going down. Umpires say a lot of times they watch for that toe turning over and going down. That's how they can tell really if the ball got low. So that's another reason why you got to start your glove low. So he's going to start his glove low here. Okay? Now a pitch that's coming down, he can keep the toe up, okay, and still catch it in that position. Okay? So off speed is very important to have that glove low. Especially even on fastballs, it's good to have the glove lower than it is higher, because on low pitches, again, you can get to the ball a little bit sooner, okay, and you don't smother it quite as much.
Notice how that
now, one other thing we're
right
going to
there
talk about,
low.
we will look at it from another angle here, is how far to be behind
how
your
stuck it back
the
up.
batter or behind the plate. Okay, what you can see here is how far Daniel is behind this batter right here. Now, if Adam comes down and he stops his swing right about here, you're going to see where this bat is. Okay, actually, bring the bat back just a little bit. Right about here. Now, you can see he has plenty of clearance right here. There's no way his bat is going to hit that glove. You want to try to get as close as you can without hitting the glove. Now, at this point right here, okay, he has plenty of room to catch it without it getting away with the bat right there. He's also in a good position whether this ball bounces. Okay,
and that's another reason right here, because if he, with the glove arm, okay, with the glove arm right here, if you have the arm straight, you may be at risk of getting hit by the bat. That goes down as catcher's interference, and you may get hurt. So you still want to be this close. Don't fear it. But it's all about your arm position where you need to be. And just listen to how he describes the positioning. You know, how far back versus being this close.
Short hop it right there. Okay, you can take your bat back up there now. Now, if Daniel moves back, though, if he moves too far back, okay, a lot of things happen right in here, okay? Now, obviously, Adam's going to come back down to that spot right here, okay? Now, you can see there's just way too much clearance right there. There's just way too much. There's a lot of room there you're wasting right there. The curveball that hits down here is now going to take a big hop, very difficult to stop and smother. Another basic thing is, it doesn't sound like much, but there's a little time that ball has to travel to this catcher if we want to make a throw to a base right here. Okay? Whenever you have pitchers that throw the ball soft and have curveballs, it's very important for a catcher to be up as close as he can. The other reason to be up as close as you can, strictly to make sure that you can make a pitch look like a strike. The further you are away from that plate, the tougher it is to make it look like a strike, no matter what the pitch is. Okay?
Notice how he tracks it all the way in with his head, catches it nice and firm. He lets the ball come to him. Okay, he's not going to get the ball.
Those are some of the basics about just your posture and your stance. Remember, get your feet wide enough apart. Okay, make sure you have a good base in there. Okay, to work from. Glove position out in front. Okay. Also, it's just good to have your hand behind your back when you're receiving those off-speed pitches. You want the glove a little bit lower. Okay, so you can get that there. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video on catching basics. Please check back soon for more videos. Thanks.
Okay, and one common thing that, I see with younger guys is when we're catching, those ones that go lower, we want to turn the glove over this way to catch it, and then we try to frame it that way. You're never going to get that. Like he said, get that glove a little bit lower so you can work through it. Okay, you still want to work through the ball. Okay, those little ones, work that thumb up. Okay, so the next one, we're going to be covering blocking. Blocking is super important. I mean, you can honestly do these drills anytime, anywhere, without even a person throwing you the ball. And, I'm going to show you within this video how you can do that. So blocking is one of the utmost important things. I want my catchers to block literally everything. I don't care if nobody's on or if it's just warm-up pitches. Okay, show that you take pride in what you do. Block everything. Okay, because if you get lazy, even in those moments right there, what's going to happen when that guy's on third? It's a tie ball game, 7th inning, 2 outs. Pitcher makes a mistake, because it will happen, and it does happen. What happens when you get in that situation? You don't have that mentality of being prideful, that you get lazy on it, you don't try to smother it, you don't try to block it, and you just try to chance the back pick, or picking it, right off the ground. That ball gets by you, the winning run just comes in. Okay, you gotta make sure you take pride in your blocking. Okay, smother it. Okay, this video will do awesome job explaining it. Okay, should be Louisville. Let's see from the start.
The first drill we do
Louisville
is working on blocking balls straight ahead. The coach is straight in front of the plate, about 15 to 25 feet away on a knee, throwing balls directly at the catcher, working on.
Okay, so you notice his feet are a little bit wider, a little bit more up to be in a good position, but when he sees that ball going down, he drops the knees. Okay, this one's straight on, so it's easy. It's those ones that you gotta go left and right. Like, you need to straight up pounce, be athletic. Okay, you gotta be quick.
Next, we'll practice blocking balls to the sides. We'll start going to our glove side.
Okay, and when you go to block, okay, the glove turns over first, and you lead with the glove. Okay, and then you get that big chest over top of it to smother it so it doesn't bounce off too far away from you. Okay, you want it right there, right in front of you, because then it's gonna maybe keep that runner from advancing on you. Or if he tries to, you have a good chance with it being smothered and right in front of you to pick it up and then throw him out. Okay.
So start at about a 45-degree angle, trying to throw the ball where it bounces outside the catcher's outside knee. This
So
makes him get out to the ball and also
right here, you are really. Well, let me get him in
around
his
the blocking back
stance.
towards the plate.
He gets in the stance. Notice his hand is like directly behind the glove. This helps with a good transfer. The other video, he was mentioning have the glove behind you, but this is if you're not throwing a runner out. Remember, that video was all about the stance, the basics in the stance, and receiving a ball. Okay, this is for base stealing now. Okay, you still want to be low. You still want to give a good target. Okay, and when he has to go off to the right, he's using that leg to lead and explode in that direction. Okay, this knee goes down first. Okay, and then the glove is going down straight to the ground to where the ball is at.
Next, we'll do the exact same thing, except to the opposite side of the plate.
And notice on those ones angled that he has to go out where his body turns. He is turning to keep it up here. Okay, and notice where the used balls that he just blocked land. Okay, so if it's going to first base side, you want your chest going toward third base. Okay, if it's on the third base side, you want your chest squared up toward first base, or close to first base. Excuse me.
His arm side. The next drill we do, we call half and half. Half the balls are thrown in the air, and half the balls are thrown in the dirt, in no particular order. The catcher does not know if the ball is going to be thrown in the air or in the dirt, therefore we have to practice working on his reaction. Unlike the other drills we do, where the catcher knows that all the balls are coming in the dirt, now we have to react and not guess.
Oh man, I thought that was the exit out. Okay, let's go back. I'll get you back to that video.
What do a painting contractor,
And of course, all
social
the
media
ads want to
manager,
pop up when
and
this
wellness
happens.
entrepreneur have in common?
Can I find? So where were we? Roughly right about here.
Going to be thrown in the air or in the dirt, therefore we have to practice working on his reaction. Unlike the other drills we do, where the catcher knows that all the balls are coming in the dirt, now we have to react and not guess.
I'm not clicking it this time.
For our hockey,
So where is the exit at? Okay. Not gonna do it this time. Okay, so either way, this looks like a pretty good drill. So virtually with blocking, you're leading with your glove. The hand is behind. Okay, well, what you're gonna do is go back to a minute 48, and you're gonna view it because these videos are gonna be available to you. I don't know why that won't exit. Let me exit out. That's so weird. But we'll go on to the next video. But blocking, you lead with the glove to smother it. Big chest over top. Okay, that helps to deaden it. Okay. And remember that hand is directly behind it. Stance changes a little bit. I mean, you can open up slightly to angle yourself. You know, if you need a good catcher on that is Buster Posey. You know, when runners got on, what kind of stance he took there. Yeah. So and then if the ball is thrown off to the other sides, okay, you want to angle your chest in, the shoulder in, to keep that ball from going down the line. Okay, you want to keep it in front of home plate at all times. Okay. And let's move on. Last video, footwork and throw runners out. You're going to see the stance on how they go to throw runners out.
Catchers that have more arm strength can practice throwing the ball to first base from their knees. This creates an element of surprise, catching the runner on first base off guard.
So right there, the key from throwing from your knees is dropping that the back leg down first.
Catchers who aren't comfortable throwing from their knees can throw from their feet.
Get the footwork down first.
Job getting our body squared up to first base.
So you kind of see how it's like if you review the pitching one and pickoffs, it's kind of how this footwork is throwing to first. Okay, feet are just kind of transferring quickly to square up.
Here our catcher is starting standing in an athletic position, concentrating on his footwork.
Okay, first step on the footwork is that back foot. Okay, that back foot takes the first step, then it's step and throw. That's all the throwing is, in the footwork. Okay, we want to complicate it too much and add in a shuffle. It takes too much time. You don't have that much time to do all that. Okay, that shuffle is good to work through, but I mean you're also going to put yourself at risk getting hit by a backswing, something by adding in that shuffle, plus you're not going to have enough time to throw them out. You want to be quick with your footwork.
Our catcher will start in his secondary position with the ball in his mitt.
Yep, look right here. So notice right here how he transfers it. Okay, he's not gonna wind down with it to go up to his ear. It is from the glove to his ear and then throw. Okay, that's how the transfer works with catching. Okay, it's just like you're playing middle infield. That's how you want the same transfer to be. You don't have enough time to do the winding motion up to the ear, kind of like a pitcher does out the glove. Okay, it's quick, so you catch the ball here. Let me set the laptop down. So you catch the ball here. This hand is close right behind it. So when the ball gets caught, it's boom, right up to the ear. Okay, that's not this downward, upward motion to the ear. Okay, that takes too much time. Okay, that can be the difference between safe and out.
Now we'll have our catcher throw to second base after receiving a pitch.
Also notice, actually, he's not really too open, but I mean, this foot did come a little bit further back. Okay, it's a little bit offline just to help him get into a better position to throw him out. Okay.
Here's a view of our catcher throwing to second base from straight ahead after receiving a pitch.
Oh, they want to do all this again. I promise you it did not do this to me when we first did all this. And I'm sorry for this distraction. So anyway, the throws to third. I mean, we could either cover it or I find a way to get out of this on the fly, but it is not looking like it's letting me out of it. you're going to go, okay, so we'll just kind of show it. The footwork stays the same, the stance stays the same, but virtually, like the throw to first base, you want to go behind the hitter. Okay, you're clearing the path behind the hitter to give yourself a good, strong throw to third base. Okay, this foot leads it. Okay, this foot is first. Okay, let's see.
When we practice throwing balls
Yeah.
to third base, we
So
like to
you're
have
taking that foot to the left foot and then stepping and throwing. So that right foot goes to where the left foot's at. And of course, that keeps showing up now. So
right-handed hit.
watch it
stand
again.
in the batter's
Right
box.
foot to left
We
foot,
also must
left
do a
foot,
good
step and
job of
throw.
making sure our momentum is going to third base.
Okay, and you
not
deliver
the
a
third
nice
base
strong
dugout.
throw. Okay. And the thing is, we think as a catcher that we need to add in that shuffle because it's going to help us give a nice strong throw. Yes, it will. But you need to trade in quick release for velocity for two reasons. You add in the velocity, one, it takes too much time. Two, you may be a little bit inaccurate with the throw. Okay, this is helping you be quick, but you're going to be slow. Okay, quick but slow, because it's more of a controlled action. Okay, to deliver a nice, strong, nice accurate throw. Okay, you can still deliver it strong with your legs. Okay, as you notice on his throw, he was really getting his legs into it. That's what throwing's all about, is using the legs. Okay, it's not about how strong your arm is. Okay, a good pitcher, I will 100% guarantee a pitcher that throws 100 miles per hour on the mound game day, it's not because of his arm. Arm plays a role, but it's how strong and fast his legs move. Okay, and how strong is his core. It's not about the actual arm. Okay, it's all about your legs in delivering that strong throw. And also, your legs are going to get you to be more accurate. When you take them in that direction, the ball's going to go in that direction. Okay, if you come up, the ball's going to go up. So stay low in your throws. Okay, so that's all I got on the catching basics. Okay, I want you to practice those. So how are you going to practice them on your own? Well, you can get a ball and set them up. Okay, so let me pull up the home plate real quick. Well, home plate, the baseball diagram. Okay, so virtually, set a ball straight on, like right on home plate. Set a ball here, down third base side, and set a ball here. Okay, practice leading with the glove, dropping that front knee, getting that big chest over top, and then getting back in your stance. Same thing. And you can have somebody point, or you can do it yourself. Just simulate and mixing it up. Okay, so one is going to be here. So you drop, boom, get in front of it, get back. Okay, the next one is going to be here. Same thing, you angle your body, drop the knee, leave with the glove, boom. Okay. You can practice the transfer your footwork. So get into your stance and simulate like somebody's running. That back foot goes to where that front foot is, and then you step, throw. Okay, and you practice your transfer as well. So remember with the transfer, it's from the glove here. Remember the hand's back here. I mean, if you like putting the hand back here because you want to guard it from a foul ball, that's fine, as long as you can get it here, this, and that, all in the same motion. Okay. And then you can get a bounce back net Kind of like I was showing you with the infield, practicing when the ball's thrown, being in your stance, boom. Or you can sit down. Okay, kind of like I was sitting down when I showed you on the infield one. Practice different transfer. Okay, it's definitely hard with the Velcro one, but it's still a good tool. I would suggest doing it bare hand and then with your glove, and then your stance. It's so easy to work on your stance, guys. When you're bored watching TV, sit in front of the TV. You can watch TV and sit in your stance. Okay, it's simple. Okay, get into a good stance, focus on it. Okay, so real important, guys. Work on those drills. Really watch those videos to get those basics down. Okay, because then the second part is all about knowing the game. Alright, remember, you are the most important guy on this field. Okay, your drills are pretty repetitive. They could probably get pretty boring. You don't want to catch bullpens. Well, if you don't want to catch bullpens, you're not going to catch on game day. You got to know your pitcher. Okay, knowing your pitcher is so important. You know, you can run the pitching staff. You're going to see a big difference. I mean, this past year, the Cleveland Indians probably should not have been 500. Well, now they're the Cleveland Guardians. They probably shouldn't have been right around 500. But the catchers did their job with the pitching staff. And the pitchers had a lot of injuries. Okay, Shane Bieber down. You had who was it? Plesac, he went down. He was doing pretty well too. Who was the other guy? Aaron Savali. You know, those were like 3 top pitchers on the pitching staff. I mean, you saw Cal Quantrill come on. You saw Tristan McKenzie come on. And McKenzie went through his struggles. A good catcher is going to help out a pitcher between pitch calling, relieve the stress off the pitcher, and then all he's got to worry about is getting the call, trusting the catcher's call, and making a pitch. Okay? Stay tuned. If you're not a Prime member, I definitely suggest you get it, even if it sits for a while. Okay? Get those basics down, then move on to the Prime pack, because that's where the true learning comes in. Okay? So I want you to get after it right here, right now. Okay, 5 days, the next one opens up. Get after it, study it, take your notes, get your note cards formulated. Okay, I can't stress that enough. Okay, also make sure you're training all conditions. Make sure the sun's in your face. Make sure you got this. You're taking all the necessary measures to be able to train that way, so you know how to do it when it comes time in a game. Okay. Stay tuned. I got more to come in the following days. Bye for now. I look forward to you guys getting better in this whole process.